What's up, you guys? I'm gonna do a little review on Call of Duty World at War. Call of Duty World at War is a first-person shooter that takes place during World War II in the Russian campaign and Pacific campaign. You play as a U.S. Marine and a Russian Red Army soldier. This game had, I think, about 2.5 years to make after Treyarch and Activision's last game, which was Call of Duty 3, which was an okay game, except for the occasional, of course, crappy Treyarch games. I mean, like, multiplayer was extremely fun for Call of Duty 3, but Treyarch had no chance comparing to Call of Duty 2 single player. And this is kind of what it is, except it's basically Call of Duty World sucks on both sides, except for one thing. But I'm first going to talk about the single player. Single player is short, in my opinion. They could have done a lot more stuff. They could have done, like, the landing on Iwo Jima, which they didn't do. They could have done a lot of more stuff. They really should have added, but they didn't for some reason. They also added, this is kind of new in Call of Duty, they added blood and gore to the game, and pretty intense language. I mean, the first mission starts off as a torture scene, so yeah, it's gotten a lot more mature. I mean, legs will fly off, and arms will fly off, and bodies will be ripped apart, so. The game, sound-wise, is pretty extraordinary. I mean, everything sounds like it should be. I mean, the artillery kind of sounds like screaming memes instead of just artillery, but whatever. They brought flamethrowers, as you can see here. Those are extremely fun to use, and they did, I think, a pretty good job with that. Doing the fire effects, they did a really good job with that. I mean, you can see people's skin melt off of their body, which is unsettling but cool. That's pretty much about it for the single player. But once you've completed the single player, you get to unlock a mode called Nazi Zombie Mode, which has been, I think, just zombies now because Map Pack 3 has released a zombie map for Japanese zombies. So, but in Nazi Zombies, it pretty much explains it on the name. You basically defend yourself against hordes of undead Nazi and or Japanese zombies. In a variety of levels, there are 3 levels: Shinonuma, which is a Japanese level, and you also have a Verrückt, which is an insane asylum in Germany, and last but not least is Nacht der Toten, which is basically just like a bunker in Germany, and you defend it yourself against zombies. They did a pretty good job with that. That's really fun, and I think it's a very, very good addition. And I think they worked really hard on it, and a lot of people enjoy it. But the thing that really kills this game, and I think they should have just, I mean, considering how long they had to make this game, and just seeing what they did with it is pretty saddening. Okay, stay with me on this. Call of Duty World at War's multiplayer is a cheap Xerox copy of Call of Duty 4's multiplayer. Treyarch and Activision wiped their asses with it and said, World War II, sell it. That's what it is. It's extremely sad, I think, in my opinion. It's exactly like Call of Duty 4's multiplayer, except for the occasional, I mean, like dogs, replaces helicopters. But it's all the same things. I think they could have done a whole lot better. The only thing they really added was gore effects, semi-automatic rifles, and dogs. Dogs is a 7 kill streak, which you earn. And you also earn artillery, which is the same as airstrike, basically. And then you get, of course, recon plane, which is UAV. I mean, I remember playing multiplayer in World at War and hearing people say, oh, I got UAV. That's how close it is to Call of Duty 4 multiplayer. I think it's extremely sad. Here's the tanks here. The tanks aren't really that big of a deal, but still, that's a little addition that wasn't in other games except for Call of Duty 3, so. It goes up to 65 levels, 10 more levels than Call of Duty 4. And, you know, you rank up like that, you get perks and stuff like that, just like Call of Duty 4. But yeah, if you are diehard Call of Duty fans, buy it. But if you just, you know, like first-person shooters, don't buy this game. Avoid this game. Every time you see this game in Walmart, walk away, walk out of the Walmart, and do something else. This game is just that bad. But I will give it a 5. And that's it. So, that's my review of Call of Duty World at War. You guys have fun out there and stay away from these bad games, alright?